Okay, microphone is working, camera's working, I have all my stuff. Excellent. Hello and welcome to Rosberry Crafts, my YouTube channel where I share all my crafty adventures. Today is June 4th, 2025, and this is episode 138. My name is Roz, and I live in Lake Country, British Columbia, Canada, with my husband and my two kids who are 15 and 13. Welcome to any new viewers. I hope you like this little corner of the crafty internet, and welcome back to all my returning viewers. You guys were great again in the comments this week, so keep it up. I enjoy interacting with you. You can find me on Instagram, Ravelry, Discord, Blue Sky, lots of places as Rosberry Crafts. You can also send me an email directly. It's all linked down below if you're looking for any of that. You can also support the podcast over at Ko-fi. I have an account there. It's also linked down below if you're interested in donating to the podcast. Today for you, I have what am I wearing, finished objects, works in progress, stash, events, and next on my needles. So full packed episode. So let's get right into it. What am I wearing? I am wearing my ranunculus, and it's kind of hard to see it because I'm wearing it and I don't want to touch my microphone, make weird noises, but it has a lovely lace panel at the top. It is a long sleeve sweater. I made mine a little bit boxy and a split hem, and yeah, I love it. So this is a pattern ranunculus by Midori Hirose. It's a very, very popular pattern on Ravelry. So if you want a good go-to kind of lightweight sweater, this is a great one. I do find the neckline is quite close to my neck and rides up on my neck a lot. So I don't always go for this one. Also, the yarn that I used is Barocca Remix Light. So this is from recycled fibers. It's got cotton and silk and all sorts of stuff in there. You can look it up if you want more details on exactly what is in there. And this is the colorway Old Jeans. So it's good for those kind of in-between days when it's not super cold and not super hot. I like to have long sleeves. I find it keeps me a little bit warmer, but I don't like my sleeves to get into my things, whether it's in the way of typing or doing dishes or whatever. So I did some nice bracelet length sleeves. They have shortened up a bit. I do throw this in the washer and dryer because it makes it super soft, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Every once in a while I'll like just hand wash it or just put it in the washing machine and then kind of block it a bit while it's wet to make sure it's keeping the shape that I want. But yeah, it's worked out really well, and I enjoy wearing it with leggings, which is what I'm wearing today. Let's move on to finished objects. I have three. I'm gonna pull them up here. Well, I'm gonna pull two of them up. The first one, if you've been watching for a little bit, you are not surprised to see finished socks. I was so close to finishing last time, and now they're finished, both of them. So I'm gonna hold one up so you can see it a bit better. I did a different heel this time, and this is from Mina's Vanilla Sock Recipe. She is the knitting expat. She is here on YouTube, as well as has a bunch of knitting patterns. And yeah, so I just did my usual toe up, 2 at a time, but I did that. So you can see it's got a bit of a gusset as well as the short row heel. So I haven't worn them yet. You can see I still have ends. You will also notice there are 2 extra ends on this side. Little story here. I was casting off the top of my sock like I normally do, and I did 1 needle and then I cut the yarn because, you know, half the stitches were done, and I was at the end of the needle and I thought, oh, I'm done. Cut the yarn, pulled it through, and then I was like, oh wait, there's a whole nother side to cast off. So I attached a new yarn. I'll have to weave in a couple extra ends. Very silly of me, but I now have a finished pair of socks. Just in time for warmer weather. So that's good. I don't know what else to say about these. Oh, the yarn. The yarn is Patons Croix in the Gray Brown Marl, which is color 55048. And I did get them perfectly matching, except for the heels, because I pulled from the other end of the balls and they were weird, but they're close. And it's on the bottom of the foot, no one's gonna notice. So yeah, those are a pair of socks done. A couple other things I finished. This is one of the teacher gifts for the end of the year. This is a market bag made out of some cotton yarn. I think this was a sugar and cream ball. I don't know for sure. It's been in my stash forever. Just lovely pinks and browns. And then I just finished it off with this cream color because I ran out of the pink and brown. So, but I think it looks good. And again, I have to weave in the ends. This is the Color Block Market Bag. Where is it now on my notes? By Jen Palmer, sorry. Jen Palmer. And the cream yarn is the Bernat Handicrafter Cotton. And I think the other one is Sugar and Cream, but who knows? And yeah, so that's another teacher gift done. I have one more finished object, but it is still on the blocking mats. But I really wanted to show you guys, but I had already washed it. So here it is blocking. Okay, it looks really funny there, but it is a cowl. And I was barely started it last week, so I'm pretty proud of myself that I've finished that. It is the Secret Skein Cowl by Stephanie Lotvin. And it's out of some Yarn Enabler in her Fundamental Sock Wool, and it's in the Serenity colorway. So it's blues and greens. It did have some excess dye that came off on my fingers as I was knitting with it. So that's why I really wanted to wash it right away, because I might do a second wash on it just to make sure all that excess dye is off of it. It's not that the color is actually bleeding off of it. It's just anything that's hand dyed, especially with those really vibrant jewel tones, often has excess dye that comes off in a few washes. So before I gift it, I just want to make sure, for 100% sure, that it's not going to leave blue marks on somebody's neck while they're wearing it. That is a pattern. I've made one of those for myself, and I have now started another one as another teacher gift. So yeah, 3 finished objects. Next up is works in progress. Again, they're on the floor. And so I'm gonna lean over and get them. This is my current on-the-go knitting, and this is a pair of socks. I have started these before, but I hadn't done very much. I think, about here. So I went to a couple dress rehearsals and waiting for kids, and I've gotten almost the whole foot on these done. I really should measure them. I think my sock ruler's in there. And yeah, so this, I haven't decided what heel I'm doing in it yet, but I am using my standard toe-up socks. I do cast on 14 stitches with the Turkish cast on method, which actually gets you 28 stitches total. And then I increase out every other row until I get 64 for the foot of my sock. Yeah, and I really like this striping pattern. It's very cool. And this one did come as, was one ball, but it has that break in the middle where it's like yellow or whatever, and that's where you break the yarn so that you can get perfectly matching socks. So I did rewind it into 2 balls so I could do 2 at a time socks. This yarn is from Lang Yarns, and it's their twin sock in the colorway 9090187. But yeah, I'm quite liking those, and there's no time or deadline on those, so you probably won't see much work on those. And but you know, I will. This is a bag that I made myself a long time ago. It's a nice little small bag for on-the-go knitting. Next up, if I can reach it, this is in my Game of Thrones bag because I did have 2 balls of yarn in here. Here's the rest of the yarn as I just drop everything everywhere. The Yarn Enabler yarn from the cowl. And I have started another cowl, as I mentioned, in this lovely yarn. This is Yarn Bee. It's not going to focus. Yarn Bee in the Bed of Roses colorway. And where is the... I thought the content was on here. Oh yeah, it's 100% superwash merino wool. So it is 100% wool, it's merino, it's super soft. I'm sure that the recipient of this will like it. And here is what I've got so far. It's at a similar point to the blue one, the blue and green one was at last week. So, but this is super fun. It's hard to see when it's all caked up, but it does have, I'm calling it a light rainbow. It's not really rainbow, but it's kind of rainbow-esque. Yeah, I'm quite liking how that's working up. I'm interested to see how it, when it gets bigger, how the colors, if they kind of pool or stripe or what they end up doing. And of course, this stitch count continually changes because the cowl gets bigger and bigger, so nothing will stay forever, but it'll be neat to see how that works up. And that's it for that one. Oh yeah, I have one more work in progress, and this one has a bit of a story to it. So it was recently my birthday, and my son, with the help of my husband, got me this yarn spinner. This is from Licca. It is like solid wood. I had to put it together, so it wasn't difficult. We just put the pieces together, and it has this. Let me take this off. So this is the base of it, and it's very solid and got these little protective rubber things on the bottom, so it doesn't move around at all. It just sits on your table very nicely. I'm going to put it over there. And then this, I have two yarn cakes on it right now, but normally you'd kind of just put your one yarn cake on the platform at the bottom there, and then there's a magnet at the top that hooks on to the base unit, and it can just kind of spin freely as you pull off the yarn. So I've been using that at my office desk, and it's been very good. And so far so good. I've only used it with this cotton yarn, but so far I'm really enjoying it. And I'm going to give it a quick pull so I've got more space. And this is another market bag. So this is, again, the same yarn as the pink one that I showed you before. I believe it's sugar and cream, but it could be something else. I have no idea. And this was the blue. This was all I had left of the blue. So now I've moved into the cream to finish off the rest of this bag. Same pattern, the Color Block Market Bag by Jen Palmer. And then the cream is the Bernat Handicraft or Cotton in Off-White. I also have some peach and some teal. Peach, I can't remember what the color is, but I think it's called Maud Blue, and I can't remember what the peachy one is. If I need more after the cream, anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And then I have a few more washcloths to make out of that cotton as well. Okay, sorry, my notes are down here today. Trying to kind of get my setup so I can mostly look at the camera, but also refer to my notes. So those are my three works in progress. And now we'll move on to stash. I'm gonna update you guys on my May numbers. And then I'm gonna show you my June monthly club. If you don't want to see the June information, then you can skip that section to events. Okay, so for May, I did have quite a bit of yarn come in. I had my Fireweed Fiber Co. monthly club for 366 meters, and then I purchased some yarn while we were in Alaska for 2,237 meters. So that's a total of 2,603 meters. And then yarn out, I have the socks that I finished. Those were done in May, and I have the camp chair cozy that I showed you last week. So that's a total of 325 meters. So that's not super great for May, but my numbers for the year are still good. I'm still happy. So for yarn in for year to date to the end of May, we are at 5,778 and yarn out is 11,194. So that's a difference of 5,416 in the correct direction. So that's the minus, that's what we want. So that's been good. I'm still feeling good about that. I'm definitely rocketing out quite a few projects right now for teacher gifts. I know I've got that cardigan partially going, and you know, I've got plans for other stuff. So I'm still hopeful that I will finish the year strong with a negative balance, but time will tell. Okay. I'm going to open my Fireweed Fiber Co. June yarn, and so the theme is Jurassic Park, and this is cold. It's called Hold On to Your Butts. Oh, can you see it? Oh, come on, focus. Focus. Nope. It doesn't want to focus. Anyway, it's kind of mostly gray with some purple and blue, like really dark tonal stuff. I'm going to, is it going to focus there? Maybe I'm going to put the picture up next to it of the inspiration. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely something in my color wheel. Maybe this will have to be something close to my face, maybe a shawl. Got lots of minis to go with it, so that'll be good too. All right, that is it for stash. Oh, now my computer's turned off. That is it for stash, yep. Let's move on to events. I am participating in Stash Dash this year. It started this past weekend, and I'm going to try and hit the 3K goal. So that's 3,000 meters of yarn knit. I think it's from May 28th until the end of August. So I think that's easily doable, but you know, famous last words, right? So I'll keep you updated on that as we go along. This is an event hosted by the Knit Girls. You can find them here on YouTube, and they also have a website and a Discord. So that's where you can find all that information. And it's just compete against yourself, knit along. You set a goal, see if you can get it. There's no consequences, there's no prizes. It's just a fun way to kind of track that information, which I'm tracking already. And the last is next on my needles. I mentioned earlier that I have some more washcloths to do, and I have a lot of this, I'm gonna pull it out again, this yarn left from the cowl that I was making, 58 grams to be exact. So I'm thinking maybe I could knit something else with it for said teacher as like a coordinating set, maybe a hat, I don't know. Thoughts? I have I'm just, you know, one step at a time, at least finish one gift for each teacher, then I can go back and make more, right? So, but a hat is definitely doable out of this. I think I might have to rewind it though. It's looking like it's about to fall apart, so. Yeah, and then I've got washcloths and a couple other small bits to make. So I'm feeling pretty good about my timeline, June 20th deadline here, so. The thing I haven't done yet is wrap any of these gifts. I hate using wrapping paper or tissue paper because it just gets used and then tossed, whether it's recycled or not or whatever. So I'm looking for alternatives on how to wrap knits. How do you wrap small knitted items that looks nice? And not just in a bag. So I don't want to spend a lot of time doing anything, but I've kind of been in the back of my mind letting it percolate a little bit how I could do that. But if you have any ideas, comment down below. How do you wrap your small items? You know, maybe just some fabric with a little ribbon on it is the best way to go. Not sure. We'll figure that out later. That is all I have to talk to you guys about today. Before I get too rambly, I'm gonna sign off and see you guys again next time. Bye.